What do you get when brutal heists, international drug rings, and morally gray anti-heroes collide at the edge of law and chaos? Criminal Code. Season 2 delivers a finale that's equal parts explosive and emotionally gut-wrenching. As the dust settles at the Port of Santos, the fate of characters like Isaac, Soulless, Suellen, and Benicio hangs in a delicate balance. Some got their closure, others were left with nothing but vengeance. But with Isaac still breathing and Cabeca striking a new deal with Greco, the war on drugs is far from over. Welcome back to your nerdy show. I'm your host, Spoiler Master. In this video, we're breaking down the Season 2 ending of Criminal Code, exploring what it all means, who survived, who didn't, and whether Netflix is setting the stage for a third season. Spoiler warning ahead, because things are about to get messy. Let's dive deep into the aftermath of one of Brazil's most chaotic criminal takedowns yet. The heist that changed everything. The build-up to the finale revolved around a desperate last-ditch effort to salvage a collapsing drug empire. The ambassador, who had been orchestrating shipments of cocaine from South America to Europe, was betrayed and murdered. The warehouse in Corumba held 2 tons of pure cocaine, the centerpiece of a deal that could make or break everyone involved. Isaac, ever the tactician, stepped in to lead the operation. His ghost gang teamed up with Soulless and Cabeca's hired muscle to raid the warehouse. Knowing full well that the police, both local and federal, were closing in, the heist was bloody. It was reckless, but it was also their only shot. What followed was near total carnage. Most of the crew didn't make it out alive, but somehow, Isaac, Soulless, Lobo, and a handful of survivors managed to pull off the impossible. Load the cocaine onto a truck, split up, and head for the Port of Santos. This was the endgame, the final play. Isaac's escape and Guilherme's return. Isaac escaped by car with 2 of his men narrowly evading the police. Their destination, an airstrip on the Bolivia-Brazil border. And who was waiting for them there? None other than Guilherme. The same Guilherme who once worked under Amaro in the Ghost Gang. He had reinvented himself and was now flying a private plane, ready to smuggle the crew to the port. Now, this is where the writing got questionable. Guilherme arrives in a small aircraft that only fits 3 or 4 people, and conveniently, only 3 members of the crew survived and made it to the strip. It's oddly convenient. But regardless of the plane's size, the mission continued. Isaac was now set on rebuilding what was lost. His brother Gabriel was dead, his crew decimated. But if he could deliver this shipment, he'd still have a seat at the drug trade table, and maybe even lead it. Soulless's final ride. Meanwhile, Soulless and Lobo took the cocaine truck toward the port. Along the way, they encountered 2 Brazilian military police officers. Instead of a shootout or chase, Soulless just talked his way out of it. Yes, the man who once broke out of prison and committed multiple crimes somehow managed to charm or scare 2 armed officers into letting him go. As absurd as it was, it reinforced Soulless's mythic presence. To the show's credit, Soulless has always been portrayed as intense, persuasive, and deeply philosophical. He's a man torn between sin and salvation. But even for him, this moment pushed believability. Regardless, they made it to the port. Soulless and Isaac reunited, and together they boarded a speedboat to deliver the cocaine to the crew of a container ship headed for Italy, and then Antwerp. It was the ambassador's original plan, now hijacked by his successors. The shipment made it on board. The deal was technically fulfilled, but peace was never part of the equation. Benicio versus Soulless, a tragic confrontation. As Soulless and Isaac wrapped up the delivery, Benicio and Suellen were already in pursuit. Benicio confronted Soulless in the container yard, and after a brutal, emotional face-off, Benicio put him down. But it didn't feel like a victory. For Benicio, this wasn't about justice anymore. It had become personal. Soulless had killed Santos, the man Benicio had spent so long trying to avenge. But in those final moments, Soulless wasn't a monster. He was a man begging to send his locket to his son, a locket containing a photo of the family he desperately tried to protect by descending into darkness. Benicio's sense of purpose unraveled. He didn't just kill a criminal. He killed a father, a man, not unlike himself. He's left shattered, still carrying Soulless's final request, and we never even see if he honors it. Maybe that moment was deliberately saved for Season 3. Suellen's path of destruction and redemption. While Benicio dealt with Soulless, Suellen confronted Lobo and Isaac. She managed to take down Lobo, but Isaac escaped. That escape marks a turning point. Isaac, once betrayed and cast aside, now has a new life, a new partner in Guillermo, and a renewed ambition to smuggle cocaine from Bolivia into Brazil. The ghost gang may be dead, but Isaac is just getting started. As for Suellen, she finally finished a case that consumed her for 2 seasons. The cocaine was seized. Rossi, as usual, stole all the credit, but Suellen seemed relieved. She could now spend time with her daughter, Ahiu. Yet peace is still far off. There are 3 looming threats in her life. First, there's Xuxa, locked away in Paraguay after killing Asuncao, Suellen's partner. Suellen sent Asuncao into the field, and her guilt is unresolved. That pain won't disappear so easily. Second, there's Vanessa. She lost her husband and was beaten by Suellen while pregnant. That's not something you forgive. Vanessa's revenge arc may just be brewing. And lastly, Isaac. He has a score to settle. Suellen killed his brother, and he's not the forgiving type. She may have escaped this time, but her life will never be safe again, as long as Isaac is alive. Benicio's border duty and broken soul. After the events of the finale, Benicio took a posting at the Paraguay-Brazil border. Whether it was punishment or personal choice remains unclear. Internal Affairs is supposedly questioning him about giving earrings to Luana, an informant, but that feels secondary. He's trying to repair things with his son Samuel, who now lives in the Netherlands. Their bond is still fragile, but there's a sense of hope. Still, Benicio hasn't yet faced Monica, Soulless's wife, or delivered that locket. When that confrontation comes, it could shatter what little stability he has left. Cabeca and Greco, a new empire rising. In the final moments, we saw Cabeca and Greco forming a new alliance. Cabeca failed to deliver the original shipment, but he made a bold promise. 3 new cocaine shipments from Bolivia to anywhere Greco wants. Calabria seems likely. Greco, who had lost faith in the ambassador, now sees Cabeca as a potential partner. But can Cabeca deliver? He's already bribed the Paraguayan side of the border. The Brazilian side is trickier, especially with Benicio stationed there. So while the ambassador's empire has fallen, a new one is rising. Greco and Cabeca could be the next big threat. That is, if Season 3 happens. Will there be a Season 3? Netflix hasn't officially renewed Criminal Code for Season 3, but let's be honest, Season 2 ends with far too many unresolved threads. Isaac is still at large, plotting his next move. Suellen's peace is fragile. Benicio is emotionally wrecked. Cabeca is building something massive. And Greco, well, he's not a man who tolerates failure. There's just too much story left to tell. If we do get a 3rd season, expect to see Isaac rebuild his army, take revenge, and dive even deeper into the drug trade. Suellen may have to go back into the field. Benicio will likely be forced to face Monica and finally deal with what killing Soulless has done to him. Season 3 could also explore the corruption on both sides of the Brazil-Paraguay border, the geopolitical games between law enforcement agencies, and the dark psychology of people who believe they're doing bad things for good reasons.
Let's go.
Our Nerdy Thoughts Criminal Code. Season 2 ends in chaos, blood, and betrayal, but also transformation. The ambassador is gone, Soulless is gone, and now new leaders are stepping in to fill the void. Isaac wants vengeance, Cabeca wants power, Greco wants results, Suellen wants peace, Benicio wants redemption. But as we've seen, nobody walks away clean in this world. If Season 3 happens, it won't be a simple war between cops and criminals. It'll be personal, and no one will be safe. What did you think of that ending? Should Netflix greenlight Season 3? And what do you think Isaac will do next? Let us know your theories in the comments. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives like this. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay sharp.
Now what the heck, I'll laugh anyway.